Hello everyone, I've decided to do something a little bit different today, and this is actually an idea I got from a friend who happens to own a bookstore, and every so often they do arts and craftsy things, and one of the things that I got to do when I visited her bookstore was to pull apart a bunch of old books and make collages. And basically we just glued all the pieces to canvas, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And then I had a lot of older projects that I was going through, and a light bulb kind of just went off on my head. I'm like, I have a couple of these items that haven't sold in the past at my booth. How can I use kind of the overflow of some of my materials? Or a better way to describe it might be, how can I use the artwork I already have and make it into even better artwork? So, I took this digital drawing I made of this little succulent person and decided to get out some Mod Podge, because we'll need lots of Mod Podge for this. And a couple of unused magazines that no one is reading, along with some of the marbled paper that I've done in other videos, and I decided to see what I could do. Don't really have a plan for this, don't really know where I'm going with this, I'm just going to start putting stuff down. Now first I'm going to move that print, and I'm going to get the Mod Podge out, and I have a glass of water over there on the side because I don't want my paint brushes to actually get sealed with glue. Then it'll be impossible to use them or clean them, and they just won't ever be a usable tool again. So keep water nearby. You can just wash the glue right off of your brush once you're done with the project. That's what I plan to do, and I'm just coating it everywhere, making sure that I have enough of it that it's going to hold that piece of paper that I put down. And speed that up. Paint, 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 glue, glue, glue. Just press that down. And yes, there's some glue still showing, but if you've ever worked with Mod Podge, you know it's going to dry clear, so don't really even worry about that. Besides, I'm going to be gluing over a lot of this old picture. You need a little bit reckless with this even. Really, I have no plan. I'm just going to start tearing. Actually, I feel like tearing actually looks better than doing it with scissors. I mean, you could cut the magazine with scissors if you wanted a cleaner cut, but I like the torn pieces. And as you can see, there's no real direction or master plan here. Maybe if I ever work with a white canvas that I haven't done a pour over, I will maybe try to sketch out a design to collage over, but the way it is right now, I'm just going to stick with doing things intuitively, and I'm just adding a little bit more glue. Again, that glue is going to dry really clear, so don't worry about it showing. That's what Mod Podge is good for. I had done this a long time ago. I think it was one of my original acrylic pour videos, but for some reason when it was wet it was really vibrant, but when it dried it was very dull. It's a very dull marbled background, and it looked really unimpressive by itself, so I thought, you know what? Find a use for it. You can always find a use for your projects that just kind of seem like they're not. I'm trying to think of how to word this. It's not your best attempt, but it could still evolve. This is why you shouldn't trash your old projects right out the gate, because there's always a way to reinvent them. And this is kind of just my test run. What I want to do in the future is get a bunch of stationery paper, different kinds of textured paper, and try different kind of collages, but I gotta work with what I have today, and all I have today are magazines. So, I was saying that all I had is magazines. That's not entirely true. I do have some of the paper that I marbled on some of my previous videos with my shaving cream tutorial on how to marble paper, and I'm just going to add some of that into there. Might give it a little bit more variety. I've already got a purple background, so I'm gonna add some splotches of purpled marbled paper. And you can see off to the side in the right hand here, I have these leftover resin pieces that I wasn't doing anything with. I think we can go ahead and give it a little bit more of a 3D quality while we're at it too, because why not? We can make some brave choices. So in between the last time I was filming this and now I've had an order come in that I'm kind of excited about. I got a bunch of extra collage stuff from Shein, and I found these little see-through flowers that I think are going to look very nice. I'll add something to it. It's really fun. I'm just gonna Mod Podge that onto there too. I think that'll work. I'm kind of surprised that the resin pieces that I added to this piece have held up. We'll see if it stays. But I think everything's staying together nicely so far. And now we've got decisions. So many of these flowers I could pick. Let's see, that red's kind of just getting swallowed up by that purple, but maybe. Let's see. There we go. That'll look good. And I don't know if I mentioned it before, but if not, I'm going to go ahead and mention it again. When you're working with Mod Podge and glue, you want to keep a cup of water nearby also to keep your brushes in. That way the glue won't be drying on your brush and you'll be able to use it more than once. So I've had a couple of times where I forget to clean these brushes and then the glue dries and that's just it. There's no saving them, you'll never be using them again, but if you have a cup of water to leave your brushes in nearby, then they're pretty easy to clean and the glue doesn't dry on them. See, all of this looks super cute. I really love these. This is great. I can't wait to do more because I have so many other different sheets of paper and stationery that have come in besides these. These are just one part of the package that I got today, but we're going to explore that in another video. Don't worry. In the meantime, let's switch over to our Maker's Magic. Now, Maker's Magic is a lot runnier than Mod Podge, so be careful when you open it and don't spill it all over your hands like I did. But yeah, it's very clear, it's very see-through, it looks like water. And what I'm doing is, after I let the Mod Podge dry, is I'm just going over it with the Maker's Magic. So you can see it's very clear, you can't even see it. But it doesn't have that gummy sort of tackiness that Mod Podge has. When it dries, this one dries more solid, so I'm using it as my final coat. I just used the Mod Podge to get all the other pieces down. So basically, yeah, we're just gonna paint that, let it dry for a couple of hours, and then bam, there we go. And that is my recycled art collage. I hope you enjoyed this. I know I had a lot of fun. As always, like and subscribe. Hit the upvote button so that you can see more like this. And I believe I will have a few more just like this coming out during the week, so stay tuned. And until then, I will see you in the next art story. Bye for now.